Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Get ready. The Hot 20. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This is your DJ.
Big Country.
This is your summertime station.
Hey everybody, this is Darren from the Darren Morris Band.
This is Audra McLaughlin from Season 6 of The Voice, Team Blake.
Hey everybody, this is Richard Lewis.
Hey everybody, we're the Darlings, and you're listening to our good friend Big Country on WBCW Florida Country Radio.
Sultan sand is left between the rough sheets, mixed between some traces of you and me. You are all that my heart needs to replace the now distant memory.
WBCW's Sunday night's episode of Florida Country Radio. Good evening. I'm your host, Big Country, and we have a special guest that will be sitting in with us tonight. The whole show, we are putting Michelle Leigh in the hot seat tonight, and she has a brand new single out that's called Good As Gone. Check it out right here. Brand new. You'll hear it first. We'll be talking with Michelle Leigh here shortly. Here's her brand new single.
I bet your kisses taste like summer, like honey on a hot tin roof. I bet your touch would burn right through me, like a love song Motown tune. Or your hands would know just what to do if they held my body there close. Not a single second wasted wondering what that moment holds. God only knows I don't want you to go, but he's been good to me for so long. You're his best friend, there's no way this could end up any other way but wrong. But I wanna feel what it's like when it's real, and I try to be strong, but it's tough holding on when your heart's as good as gone. Well, this heat keeps rising between us, like mist in a midnight air. I can almost taste your salty skin, feel your hands tangled in my hair. But just one moment of weakness would tear 3 lives apart. But that's what happens when one's in love and one's just playing their part. God only knows I don't want you to go, but he's been good to me for so long. You're his best friend, there's no way this could end up any other way but wrong. But I wanna feel what it's like when it's real,
WBCW Sunday nights, Florida Country Radio, hanging with you, and our special guest, she is actually sitting in the number 2 seat tonight with me, which basically means anything goes. Oh, yeah, I tell you what, we're going to do it right. Michelle Leigh is in the house. What's up, Chickie?
Hey, getting ready to take over that number 1 seat here in just a second. Scoot over, BC, scoot over.
Well, come on. Tell Roger to bring you on.
Scoot over.
Tell Roger.
You got to get any more room than that, dude.
Tell whatever. Tell Roger to bring you down here. Since you, since you,
I'm in your neck of the woods. And every time I'm here, you never ever show up.
You don't.
I am in.
Where are you at right now?
Somewhere in Florida right now. I don't know. I'm somewhere on a bridge in Florida.
Are you on the coast?
I don't know where I'm at. I honestly don't. I know this. I know we just left one of the best places ever to eat. And can I say it? Can I say where it is?
I don't care.
Dixie Crossroads. Oh my God!
You're in Titusville. Okay, what are you doing in Titusville? Who do you have that lives in
shrimp?
Put Roger on the phone. Put Roger on the phone and tell him.
Okay, hold on, I'll put Roger on the phone.
Or just put it on speaker. Just put it on speaker.
What's going on?
Roger, you know,
yes, sir.
You're in Titusville. When you come to Titusville, I'm only 45 minutes from you.
What part are you in?
If you know where Dixie Crossroads is, you know where Mims is in Titusville. If you come out straight out 46, you run right into my house.
Oh, really? Well, we just passed we're headed back to Deltona. We just passed like the Sanford Airport, turn off for Sanford Airport. So we are in your neck of the woods.
Yeah, you are. If you're in Deltona, you're probably 15, 20 minutes from my house.
That's kind of what I thought. I thought we must have been close from all the posts I'd seen.
Okay, so we're going to put this out on the air right now and get it out in the open. Do you guys come to Titusville quite a bit?
Oh, yeah, every chance we get.
Now you tell us. See, this could have been a sit-down live interview in the studio with you guys, but you don't ever tell me when you come to town.
Oh, well, I mean, this weekend, it's our wedding weekend, so, we're heading down to get married next week, so.
Oh, so you guys are in town then too. That's right, because you're heading down south. Where are you guys going at again?
We're going down to Sarasota. We're going to get married on the beach in Siesta Key.
That's right. I knew that.
Yeah.
I knew it was down south somewhere, but I didn't know. See, we could have planned this. You guys could have swung right through here. You could have hung out here and then kept on going down to Sarasota. Well, at least, when you guys coming back this way? You're going to be coming back middle of the week sometime?
We'll come back on Friday sometime.
Okay. Well, you're going to have to call me so we can hook up. We'll go to Dixie Crossroads for lunch or something like that. That way, I don't have to drive 2 hours to Middleburg.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Exactly. See, that's what I'm saying. All right, well, I'll get up with you guys. Put the star of the show back on the air so she can stop giggling over there. I hear her giggling, so she's up to something.
Oh, well, she's always up to something. So anyway, here she is.
All right.
Good talking to you, BC.
We'll talk to you, Roger.
BC, I invited you up, and you said it's too far to drive.
To where? No. I came to Middleburg, okay? You did not tell me that you were coming down this weekend to go to Siesta Key.
I did. I swear I did. I promise I told you.
Well, I've already got it planned, and Roger's going to hold it to you. You are going to call me on your way back up this way on Friday, and we'll go to Dixie Crossroads to get some lunch or dinner or whatever.
We are. Oh, awesome. Cool. We will totally do that.
And tell Roger no sleeping in like he did last time when you guys came down for the horse races.
Okay, I will make sure I tell him that. I want to get another one of those commemorative beer mugs too. Like I got tonight. That thing's awesome.
Oh, you're talking about the beer mugs over at Dixie Crossroads.
Oh, it was so yummy. My friend Angela just informed me that was a gallon jug. It wasn't a mug. So
it probably, yeah, I think it is. Yeah, we don't have mugs down here in the South. We have gallons and kegs.
Big gallons and jugs. I think that's awesome. That's going to be a song one of these days. Yeah. No mugs, just jugs.
Hey, that's a new country song. There's your next song right there. There is your next song right there.
Exactly.
Ooh, if you don't write it, I'm going to write it. I'll make something up because I'm sure I could think of something for that one. Are you still there?
For your show, BC.
Huh?
All right, hello?
Are you still there?
For one of your sign-ins. Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay.
Hello?
Hello? Can you hear me now?
I gotcha.
You probably hit a dead zone or something like that. See, I thought you were sitting still somewhere. But anyways, so...
No, we're driving. We're somewhere.
We're some...
We just passed Spanish Moss.
Spanish Moss? You mean hanging moss?
Yeah, well, we call it Spanish Moss in Charleston.
Oh, well, it's hanging.
So
okay,
it's hanging moss.
Yes, hanging moss.
Hanging moss down here.
Hanging moss road.
I gotta learn all this new stuff.
Hold on,
okay. Hanging moss down here.
Hold on. Let me give you a little bit of education on Hanging Moss Road. That's the name of the road.
Okay.
That's where all the Amish people live. That's Amish country out there, where you're at right now, going through.
No. We didn't pass a road called that. We passed a tree with it in it.
Oh, jeez. What time did you start drinking this morning?
I didn't. Oh my gosh, I've been on this no-carb thing for a month, BC.
That's your problem.
No carbs for a month.
You need meat. You need meat and potatoes. You need pork. You need barbecue.
Well,
you need ribs.
I could have all the meat I wanted, but just no potatoes, which is a sad thing. But I got to have my very first beer today in 30 days.
You can have sweet potatoes.
So good.
You can eat the crap. Yes, you can. Sweet potatoes
not
is
on
not
a no-carb diet. Oh, my gosh.
Sweet potato. There is hardly any carbs in sweet potatoes. That's why they always tell you, instead of eating white potatoes are loaded with carbs. They are big-time carbs.
What was the operative phrase in there, BC? Hardly any. You can't have any.
maybe two compared to 200 or 300 in a regular baked potato.
In order to make a sweet potato edible, you have to have cinnamon and sugar, tons of it.
You've never had a loaded.
Otherwise, it's just a gourd.
You've never had a loaded sweet. You've never had a loaded sweet baked potato or a sweet potato.
Well, yeah, with lots of cinnamon and sugar in it.
Okay, well, that's fine. Just don't go overboard.
Oh my gosh, who are you talking to here? Don't go overboard, really. I live overboard.
I'm just saying.
As a matter of fact, the board has like little claw marks there where I'm hanging on by a pinky nail.
Jeez.
So speaking of claw marks,
I can tell this next 2 hours is going to be interesting. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hey, you asked for it.
Well, I didn't know you were.
So how's Garfield? Are we picking him up Friday? He's going home with me, right? That's my wedding gift.
Nope, I kicked him out of the house. He's got his own apartment now, and he's been drinking too much and running.
I'll find him. He's
been running the neighborhood. I think he's been hanging out with Vanilla Ice down the street or something like that.
Oh my gosh!
So
your cat is slumming.
Yeah, I know. Well, hey.
That's too bad.
Well, if you take him back up north, see, he might teach Jasper a thing or two. So
he and Jasper could just be total compadres. Jasper would use him as a body double.
Yeah, no, that'd be the other way around.
He looks just like Jasper. What?
I said that'd be the other way around. Jasper would be his body double.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. I think Jasper outweighs him by about 10 pounds.
Now, who's the other skinny orange cat that you posted on there the other day?
I have Oliver, I have Riley, and I have Joseph. I have 4 orange cats.
It might have been Riley. I don't know.
What was the picture like? And I'll tell you which one it was.
The one that was standing up on his back legs.
Standing on his back legs? Yeah. The one that was sitting on my bedpost?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that's Riley. Yeah. Riley's tiny. She's tiny.
Yeah, she looks
She's
like
a little bitty girl.
She needs some meat and potatoes in her diet.
Well, she's just a small cat.
Well, that's a good thing then, I guess. You don't want them too big. My sister had, when she got married with her husband, they had 5 cats total between the two of them. And a couple of them had to go on a diet because they were so big when they come up to the feed bowl, they had to lay out flat just to eat.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, so...
Wow.
And it wasn't because
it
wasn't because they were overfeeding them. I guess there's a certain gene in cats sometimes that gets that way or something like that when they're born or whatnot, and they just grow and grow and grow until you have to force them not to eat so much. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, that's terrible. Poor little cats.
But now they lost a lot of weight, and then I think. Of course, they had joint problems and stuff like that. Of course, they were getting old, too, so I think she has one left now because the rest of them passed away from old age. So
that's so sad.
I know. So tell me what's new in Nashville because from what I see, you've been bouncing back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, and you didn't expect to stardom to go this batshit crazy, as they say it, huh?
We actually, we've had a lot of really awesome things happen lately. Not that Nashville's fading out at all, but we've moved all of our operations to Middleburg. We are a part of Hurricane Artist Management now. Very, very proud of that roster. They've done things with Southern rock royalty for years and years and years. So, we're really, really happy about that. So
you're moving to Florida. So you're moving to Florida, huh?
Won't be moving to Florida anytime soon, but definitely spending a lot more time down here. How's that?
Yeah, I guess I can take that, but you're not close enough to me. You need to come farther down this way.
DC.
Because there's no Dixie. There's no Dixie Crossroads in Middleburg.
No, but listen, if I can drive from North Carolina to Florida, you can come up from where you're at to Middleburg. Right?
Every now and then, I guess. Maybe.
I know, I'm a pain in the butt.
So, tell me about the new song, Good as Gone.
As Good as Gone. Oh, you like it? Do you like it?
Yeah, I like it. Give me the story behind it. I know a little bit about it, but
more importantly, do your listeners like it?
So far, yes. No complaints in this department, so that's good.
Awesome. Good.
So tell me a little bit about the song.
Well, it's about, and it's pretty obvious what it's about. It's about somebody who wants someone that they can't have, and they're not going to ruin what they have for, maybe just something that they're thinking about. So that's basically what it's about. It's pretty cut and dry.
So this would be who helped? First of all, who helped you? Is it wrote strictly from you, or did you have a co-write or any help?
Well, all the lyrics are mine. And Charlie Kelly, my co-writer up in Nashville, he did the music to it, and I asked him. I'm very, very fond of '80s music, and I am a child of the '80s, and I was like, I want something that's got an '80s. Yeah. It's like I want a something that's got an '80s hairband feel to it. And he, Charlie and I think a lot alike when it comes to music and writing and everything. And he came back with that, and I just absolutely fell in love with it.
Now, where do you? Let me see how am I going to word this. Being the fact that you're an '80s kid and you like the hair bands, what made you decide to go this route? Now, this is probably the first song that you've done that actually has the '80s sound to it. I think a lot of your, and of course a lot of your previous songs. Well, Devil Music has probably got a little bit, but it's still got the country twang in it. What made you decide to do that?
Well, everything's going to have the country twang in it because of my accent. I can't help that. But
I'm just talking about the way it was played too, the way it was produced.
Yeah. Well, if you'll listen to Black Ink, it gets a ton of Fleetwood Mac comparisons to it. And that was totally not on purpose. That wasn't anything we ever set out to do. It was just, something that people's ear caught, and they're like, oh my gosh, that sounds just like Fleetwood Mac. And now we've actually started blending that with, when we do cover tunes in our sets, we blend that with a Fleetwood Mac tune, and it comes out pretty good. But as good as gone, and I don't sit down when I sit down to write. I don't sit down and say, okay, I'm writing a country song today, or I'm writing a love song today, or I'm writing a really pissed off Miranda Lambert song today. I'm not doing that. It's the thought that's in my head, and it's what comes out. And each song is its own. It's not. I can't tell you that I'm going to write a country song because I don't know what the song's going to be.
Right.
The song might decide it wants to be a pop song. It might decide it wants to be, kind of a grittier Southern rock song. It's all up to what it actually materializes into. And honestly, I have no say-so over that. And I think that's where bad songs come into play. Like you get something that could be a really awesome song, and it's being forced into a genre that it doesn't belong.
Right.
So,
so would you say you're an artist of all genres?
No, I wouldn't, because there are certain things I could not do, and I wouldn't do justice to. I'm a good Southern rock singer.
Right.
I am.
Yeah,
I do that.
You do. You got the lead a forward attitude too.
Yeah, that's who I am, and I can't change me any more than I can, go out and erase the spots off a leopard. So you just can't do that. It's an exercise in futility to try. So that's what I am, and the thing of it is if I write a song that doesn't belong to me, and when I say it doesn't belong to me, it means that I wouldn't be able to do it justice.
Right.
I'll be more than happy to hand it out to somebody who could make it as good as it can possibly be, because songs are like your children. I mean, you want your children to fulfill everything in their life they're supposed to do, and go so much farther than you can ever go. So if I can't take a song where it needs to go, I'm more than happy to give it to somebody who is capable of doing that.
Right. Now tell me a little bit about the music release that we went to in Middleburg here a couple months ago for Devil's Music. Tell me.
Oh my gosh!
Tell me
that was so much fun.
Tell me how that came about, how it started. I know a little bit of history about it from just talking to people there and whatnot. But
oh, Lord have mercy!
How did you manage to find Middleburg, Florida?
My guitar player, Doug Green, was friends with a bunch of people down here, and he wiggled around and, talked me up, and finally got the right people to want me to play at the Full Moon Music Festival, which, was just absolutely incredible. There were so many people there that are just so influential in Southern rock and country, and we just made a ton of friends down here. We'd made a couple of visits down here before we actually did the video, just to get to know people and whatnot. And of course, we got invited to the Full Moon Festival, which we were extremely honored to do. And we thought, okay, we're going to be down there for the whole weekend, so why not film the video down here? Because Doug had also written the script for the video, and this fellow that we met, and Doug already knew, his name's Gene Rogers. He's absolutely wonderful. He has a house in a place called Black Creek, and it was perfect for that video. Absolutely perfect. It had the really gnarled trees and the little stumps in the water, and it's just so pretty during the daytime, that it absolutely has that scare you to death factor at night. And we just decided to do it down there, and everybody just pitched in and helped us, and it was so awesome. And we set the band on fire, as you know. You saw the video. We ignited our band members. Nobody was harmed.
That's not true. That's not true. That is not true. Tell the truth now. Tell the truth. You got a little bit burnt on the leg, didn't you?
My hair. I got my hair singed.
Yeah, and your hair, too.
I did. Yeah. I got my hair singed and got, a little bit toasty. but everything was cool.
Now,
so it was awesome.
Who was all the players that was involved? I met a few of them. Go ahead and start naming names.
Well, let's see. My band consists of Doug Green, who is my lead guitar player, Zach Thomason, who is my rhythm guitar player, Greg Beck, my bass player. At the time, we had Believer Make Us on drums, but we switched drummers, and now my drummer is Bill Cowden. Bill's doing a great job. And, we just had so many people helping us out with that. My friend Kelly Inman was basically the videographer's personal assistant down there. Built the file, did all of the video shoot. Of course, Gene so graciously gave us his property full run for 2 days, and boy, we sure put it through the ringer too. God love him. We blew out all the electrical circuits and everything. It was oh man, and his whole upper room of his house was turned into a makeup studio.
Right.
And it was just something else. It was just really, really cool, and what an experience, though.
Now, with the song, where did you come up with the song at? Devil's Music. Explain to me what Devil's Music is.
Yeah. Okay. Where I come from, it's basically the Bible Belt.
Right.
And back in the day, people would say, "Oh, that rock and roll, it's nothing but devil music." Mm-hmm. And so, I always heard that term, devil music. And any time you ever heard anybody talking about drinking, they called it firewater. And I have Cherokee heritage. Believe it or not, me with my pasty white skin and my blonde hair, my great exactly, my great grandmother was full-blooded Cherokee.
Right.
So we went to all these Cherokee functions and stuff like that. So we always heard the slang terms, and firewater was a slang term for like the whiskey and stuff that white people drink.
Right.
So, I just put the two together, but where the song actually came about was Pam Sutton, who is Popcorn Sutton's widow. Popcorn Sutton is, best known for his moonshine and the fact that he basically committed suicide to keep from going to jail.
Yes.
After they found him guilty for running moonshine.
Yes.
Miss Sutton and I are very, very close. I've done her festival every year that she's had her festival, and I will continue to do so. It's just wonderful. Everybody's invited September 15th, 16th to Newport, Tennessee, and we're going to have a big time at the Popcorn Sutton Festival. But anyway, getting back to the song, she had asked me to write a song about what happened with popcorn. And I sat down and I started writing it, and, I was going with the whole devil music thing first. And, devil music, firewater, and it just kind of took off in a direction that wasn't what we were trying to capture for popcorn. So I was like, okay, well, this is way too good to just throw away, so I'm going to put it to the side, and I'm going to start again with Miss Pam's song, which I did, and we ended up with The Legend, which nobody's heard yet. We've not released it, but we're hoping to record that down here in Florida here pretty soon and have it ready for the festival.
Right.
Anyways, ended up just polishing up devil music a little bit more, and there you have it. So it's still got the moonshine feel, and it's still got the backwoods kind of fun feel to it, but that's where it came from.
Now, you grew up in the Carolinas, right?
I did.
And
in a little mountain town.
And being the fact that you're from Cherokee heritage, did you see a lot of changes over the years from the way things were back then compared to now? Because from what I've been told and from what I hear, the Carolinas in certain areas and certain places are just doing complete overhauls, as I would say, because, new age, new technology, yada, 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 stuff like that. Because,
I have seen my hometown change dramatically. It's interesting to watch because I grew up in a beautiful little Norman Rockwell town, basically. I mean, Bakersville, North Carolina looks like something out of a Norman Rockwell painting.
Right.
And I'm so very proud of where I'm from. I'm still very proud of where I'm from. It's just taken on a little bit different flavor. People people are discovering this beautiful jewel in the mountains of North Carolina, and they're coming there, and it's peaceful. And, you know, the mountains are just so stunning. The climate's wonderful. So it is changing a little bit. And, you know, in a lot of ways it's changing for the better because, you know, people come in with a little bit higher expectations and, you know, it facilitates change around the town. But you know, things always change. Everything's always in a state of flux, and if it doesn't change, it's dead. So change is always a good thing, one way or the other. It might be a painful thing, but it's a good thing.
Do you see
that means you're still alive?
Yeah, but do you see people? Do you see people from from Carolinas? Do you see that they want the change, or do they not like the change?
Yeah. I think a lot of people would like to keep it the way it used to be, but you know, that's just not possible a lot of times. So,
well, I tell you what, we're gonna play devil's music, so hang tight, don't go nowhere, and we'll be right back. Check out this song. This is from Michelle Leigh. This is her latest music video. You can also check it out on our YouTube channel at Florida Country Radio. Here is Devil's Music. We'll be back. Stay tuned.
Mom always told me about the wrong side of town. Said I don't want to catch you there hanging around. Just drinking, carousing, and fights every night. No place for a Christian if you want to live right. The warning that she gave me lasted just until my left-footed hardhead got behind the wheel. Burning up 2 lanes, straightening out the curves, hauling ass up the holler for I lost my nerve. To a secret hideaway, known only to a few. Grab a half a gallon of Poppy's special brew. Every time it's different, every time the same. He didn't ask no questions, but he damn sure knew my name. The devil music.
WBCW's Sunday Nights Florida Country Radio. Hanging with you. This is Devil's Music by Michelle Leigh, and she is our special guest on the phone tonight with us. Speaking of travel, you are real close. But I was informed by your other half that you're just over the river and through the woods. So, depends on what's going on tomorrow. We definitely should get together or something on you guys' way down to Sarasota. I told them that is a nice area down there, especially if you want to get married down there. It's a real nice area where a lot of people choose to get married down there because of one thing or another, like the sunsets or the beaches or whatever. Siesta Keys down there, Fort Myers, Sarasota. You got all them that whole stretch of the Gulf down through there. You got cities down there. I can't think of them offhand, but you actually got cities that are surrounded by water. I mean, it's like being in the Keys, but not going all the way down in the Keys, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So let's see here. What else we got here? We're going to pick out another song here. Now, this song that you just did, this is going to be the first single on an album that you're getting ready to release, right? Or eventually?
Yeah, I don't know. I hesitate because I don't know exactly when the CD is going to come out. I know we're going to be doing a lot of recording down here in Florida coming up because we really want to start focusing in on that nice gritty Southern rock feel and sound, and absolutely not cutting anything that I've done in Nashville because I love it. I love that experience, but as an artist, you're always out to grow a little bit and stick your toes in different waters, and that's how you learn, and that's how you get your own particular flavor going on. So, I'm looking forward to a whole new experience down here with that.
Tell us a little about the song "Somebody's Someone." Now, that was a song that came out right before Devil's Music, wasn't it? I believe it was. Tell us a little bit about that song.
It was. Somebody's Someone. I was on the treadmill one day and talking to someone, and when I'm on the treadmill, I have to have lots of media distraction because I hate being on the treadmill. I absolutely hate it. I do. I can't stand it. It's awful.
Well, then get one of them ellipticals. Them elliptical things.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, that's on my bridal registry, so feel free to just get that for me.
You want my cat, and you want an elliptical. What else do you want?
I know that's not a lot to ask, is it? That's not a lot to ask, really. No, but I had the TV on, and I don't know what was going on at the time, but those Westboro church idiots were on there protesting something, and they just made me so mad. And I was like, I can't remember who it was I was talking to, but I was like, they don't get the fact that the stuff that they're protesting, the people they're protesting, that's somebody's child, that's somebody's mother, that could be somebody's father, that's somebody. And then I said, it's somebody's someone. And I was like, oh, my gosh. And then I got to thinking, I was like, how many times do we, either by accident or on purpose, run over or treat people poorly, not realizing that you're hurting and treating someone bad that is somebody's whole world.
Right.
So, and when I've never told anybody this story. I can't believe I'm getting ready to tell you this. It's when I was little, when I was going into first grade, my mom made my clothes, and she did a great job with them. They were probably made better than store-bought clothes.
My granny did the same thing.
And yeah, well, the thing that kills me, because I don't have my mom anymore, the thing that kills me is I told Mom, I was like, Mom, I don't want to wear these clothes anymore. And she was like, well, why? I was like, well, the kids are making fun of me. I want real clothes. And I know that had to have destroyed my mom because I wanted real clothes, the air quotes, real clothes.
Right.
And she never made me another thing. But that's part of the opening of the song. The little boy's standing alone on the playground. He's taking at his shirt. And he's embarrassed to be there. And I've been in that spot. So So you just, the whole point of the song really is don't mistreat people. Watch your tongue, because lots of times the stuff you say and you think you're being clever and you think it's funny and it's cute is really just etching somebody's soul.
Right.
And, if you stop to think about that, and I'm not saying not carry on and have a good time and this, that, and the other, but when people can be so callous to other people, it's like, do they honestly stop and think what they're saying and how it's affecting, or what they're doing and how it's affecting somebody else, and they don't know the situation. So between the Whisperer Church stuff and the whole bullying stuff, that's really where someone came from. Because no matter who you're talking to, at some point, some mother has looked at that child and loved it more than anything in this world.
Right. Yeah. Well, and I think we've got to a point in society where the kids are like that nowadays. I mean, that's just the way they are. I mean, most of them haven't been brought up right, to begin with, first place. So they just run their mouth off pretty much at anything and everything they can.
Well, and peer pressure, and and these dad-blamed reality shows. And I mean, I don't mean to. I wanted this to be such a fun little interview, and I'm getting all off on my soapbox.
No, hey, we'll get
the funny Michelle in a minute.
You know my show. Anything, whatever you want to talk about, you talk about it. This is not FM. This is internet show.
I think the reality shows, because everybody thinks they have to live like the reality show people, and those people are not real. They're not real at all. And God help us when people rush home to get there to watch the Kardashians. Really?
It's fun. It's funny to me because when you talk about a reality show. This is reality TV, and what says what goes. I don't care who you are or where you are, and if you're especially like Survivor. Now, take Survivor for instance. You're supposedly on a stranded island, and you're supposed to be fending for yourself for food and water and whatnot to survive for so many days or whatever. But isn't it kind of ironic? Isn't it kind of ironic that they always have food shipped in? They got a buttload of camera people. They got medical staff. They basically got a tent city there. So, in your mindset for these people that are doing the show, technically they're not alone on an island by themselves.
They're not at all.
Right, and that's what kills me. So I don't know how in the hell they can call them reality shows, because in their mindset, they know it's not reality, because there's somebody there to catch them or to help them if they need it. They're not going to let them.
Exactly.
They're not going to let them die. Reality is being stranded with nothing around, and no camera, no, video. If you just happen to have a cell phone to videotape it, of course, then your battery's going to run out. So yeah. Survival is not, I'm sorry, it's not survival. No way, shape, or form.
Well, to add to that, I would say that a real, true reality show would be a camera strapped on our military overseas, our military over here.
Right.
A camera strapped onto the mom who's working at Waffle House, and then she's turning around and having to go work somewhere else to be able to afford the stuff she needs for her kids. Right. Same thing with a dad who might not have as much support. The reality is what happens every single day, and unfortunately, true reality does not sell. They need the drama. They need the glitz and the whole. Oh, well, I'm so mad at this one, and I can't believe they said this about me. Like, who cares? Oh my gosh, who cares?
Right. And my thing also too is to make it real reality. They don't need to know that the camera's there. That's the thing, because that's what I'm saying. Anytime, I don't care who you are or where you're from or what you're doing. If you even know, and if somebody tells you or you even know there's a camera watching your every move, they're going to act totally different than what they would in a real situation.
Oh, yeah.
You think about it. That's why I say reality TV is not reality TV.
Absolutely not.
Especially with the Kardashians. And speaking of reality TV, well, look at, I posted a thing the other day on the page about Mama June from Honey Boo Boo.
Uh-huh.
She lost over 300 pounds. And being the
wow, did she really?
Yeah, they did a thing on the news the other night on TV. They interviewed her. She looks totally different. She looks like a complete different person. But then again,
wow,
you got these rum-dums that are picking on her because, she did this and she slept with this guy that was supposedly a sex offender and yada, yada, yada and stuff like that. And it's like, okay, people, we aren't talking about the crap that she did. We're talking about the fact that she lost 300 pounds to make herself healthy, but see, nobody wants to look at that. That, for her, is reality because she did it on her own, And,
I got to tell you.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
You go ahead.
I'm done. Go ahead.
Well, here's why that happens. Why people, you can't satisfy the media and stuff, people like that. My pastor, I'm going to give him a shout-out right now, Pastor Kurt Bowman of The Rock in Nashville. He's so awesome and so smart. But he talks about crabs in a bucket. And he was like, you put one crab in a bucket, and that crab's going to get out, and you're not going to have any crab at all. It's going to be gone because it can climb out. He was like, but you put two crabs in a bucket, and one is always going to be pulling the other one down no matter how much progress they're making.
Yep.
And you're always going to have those two crabs in that bucket.
Yeah.
So it's kind of the same way. I mean, you sit around and you watch people. It's like they want you to succeed to a certain point, but then they want to tear you down, and you're kind of their fodder for a while. So it's funny to watch that. Just like you said with the Mama June. They made fun of her, and it was kind of a laughing stock type thing, and on and on and on. And now she's done what she wanted to do for her health, and
right.
And honestly, she probably wanted to feel a little bit better about herself, and this, that, and the other. And so she dropped some pounds, and she's done the hair and done the lips and all this stuff, and so she looks good now. I mean, I've not seen her, so I don't know what she looks like, but and they're fussing at her because she did that.
Yeah,
so
she did all these other
do you
stuff.
want to fuss at me about exactly? Do you want to fuss at me for being this over here, or do you want to fuss at me for being this way, or do you want to fuss at me for being that way?
Right.
So there's honestly, it's a vicious cycle.
Yeah.
You don't please anyone.
It doesn't make a difference in life who you are. The people, there's an old saying, people, how's it go? Everybody will remember, they won't remember the good things you did, but they'll never forget the bad things you've done.
Oh, yeah.
And that's true. In society, they've made it out to where you got to pick out the bad stuff about people. Nobody picks out the good stuff anymore, especially even journalists and stuff like that. They don't pick out the good things anymore about people. They find the dirt. They find the bad stuff to talk about because it's good gossip. Come on, people. Who wants gossip? Gossip is just a pain. I mean, it's a bothersome. It doesn't need to be there, and it's just like, oh, geez.
It's too bad.
Oh, I know. I noticed you've been getting a lot of people wanting to see you become Florida Country Radio's 2017 Female Entertainer of the Year.
Oh, I hope so. That would be so awesome. Wow. Man, this is so funny. I mean, I've went as long as I have in life, and I've never been to Florida. Before all this started happening, I had only been to Florida 2 times. Once my senior year in college, we came down for spring break to Fort Lauderdale, and I was this was hilarious. I had such a great spring break. I was the designated driver. How funny is that? I was a complete nerd. And then the second time I came down, we visited some friends over in Tampa, and I didn't even get to go to Disney World. I didn't get to go to Disney World, and I was so upset. I want to go before I die. I want to go to Disney World. But but here lately, let's see, since November, we've been to Florida 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is the 5th time.
I will give it 3 years, and
So.
you'll be moved down here to Florida.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I love Florida, but I love my mountains. I'm a mountain girl. This is a great place to come and visit and hang out, but I do love my mountains.
I don't know. You never know.
I don't know.
You never know. All right, let's take a short break real quick. Here is Michelle's single called Somebody's Someone. Take a listen. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Little boy stands alone on the playground, tugging on his shirt tail, keeping his head down. He won't look up 'cause he knows they're staring, making fun of the clothes he's wearing. No matter what he does it all wrong. He's everybody's punchline all day long. But he's somebody's someone, the apple of his mama's eye. Her love is gonna get him by. He's somebody's someone. You don't have to be everything to everyone. He's somebody's someone. Windows $1 a wash at the red light. You'd rather look away than look into his eyes. He smells like the bottle and his clothes are dirty. $1's not much, but the cost ain't worth it. So you pray that the light turns red to green. Is it really that hard for you to believe? He's somebody's someone. He was married in another life, but it killed him on the day she died. That's a father, that's a son. He's somebody's someone. He don't have to be everything to everyone. He don't have to be everything to everyone. But he's somebody's someone. Somebody, someone.
WBCW is Sunday night right here with you on Florida Country Radio. Hanging with you. Make sure you check out our website at WBCW Radio. Also, you can click on the link there on the page to go hear music 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on our station. And you can actually hear Michelle Leigh's song that's on there. Now we're going to talk about her next song that was just released here last year, but she's actually getting ready to do the video for it. It's called Shut Up Girl. Tell us a little bit about it, Michelle.
Oh, man, Shut Up Girl rocks. It was completely straight up an autobiographical song. I I went to Nashville a few years back and was talking to this fella about doing some web work for me and promotions and, Facebook stuff, social media stuff, all that stuff. And he says, okay, I can do all this for you, but it's going to cost you $500 a month. And I'm like, well, dude, I don't have $500 a month.
That sounds
and
quite
he says to me,
that sounds like a lot of money.
Oh, my gosh. It is a lot of money, especially when you're a starving musician, for Pete's sake.
Hey, you got the money.
Know how many dollar menus that is?
You got the money bag sitting right next to you now.
That's hilarious. But he actually says to me, "It's okay. We can take it out in some skin trade."
Oh.
And I was furious. I was absolutely furious. So, he did not get the skin trade. I did not get my social media stuff. But I ended up with Shut Up Girl out of it because I wrote that song based on how honestly ticked off I was at this guy. And it ended up getting a nod from the CMA Association in 2014, I think. Mm-hmm. So, but anyway, we just released it. We formally released it, and the video is in editing right now. So it's going to be a very, very different side. Yeah, this has not been seen out of any of my video work before. So it'll be really cool.
Now, where are you guys actually doing the video for this one? Have you picked?
We already finished it. We already finished it.
Oh!
It was done it was done in a room in a house in Weaverville, North Carolina.
Weaverville or Weaverville or Weaverville?
Weaverville, like you weave a rug. Weaverville. Yeah, it's right outside of Asheville. It might as well be Asheville. It's like Asheville North.
The last time I was in the Carolinas was back in 1980, 86, 87, 88. I went snow skiing at Sugar Mountain and Beach Mountain. And
Sugar Mountain, I've been there many times.
Yes, and that was the last time I ever been back there. So it's been, that's 25, 30 years ago. And matter of fact, the last time I was in Nashville, well, not Nashville, but Tennessee itself, was at Gatlinburg. And that's when Gatlinburg only had the few stores and the ski resort, because that's what we went up there for, was to go snow skiing. So, and then, of course, everything changes. And
I got to tell you, BC, you know what I did
tell me a story.
Over Gatlinburg? I broke my right butt cheek.
You did what?
I broke it. I broke my right butt cheek over Gatlinburg. I broke it.
Okay. All right. A blonde white girl snow skiing, and you break your butt cheek. How do you break a butt cheek?
I don't know, but I managed to do it. So I went there with my friend Denise. She owns a resort over in Gatlinburg, and I went over there to hang out with her. We decided we were going to go skiing, and I can't ski. I love it. I love skiing, but I'm really bad at it. What I'm really good at is sitting in the lodge and sipping on something nice and tasty. Mm-hmm. But anyway, so I thought I had mastered the bunny slopes. So I go out and I'm working it, and I'm skiing, and I'm staying upright and everything. So all of a sudden, these people come flying by me, shoo, 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 shoo. Well, the last one that flew by me kind of got me off balance, So when I fell, I was trying my best to fall gracefully. Trying my best. Somehow or another, my left ski ended up perpendicular to my right butt cheek, and I landed on it. Yeah. So come June that year, that summer, I was still going, ouch, I can't sit down, ouch.
Okay, you do realize that there is no bones in your butt cheek.
Well, I broke something. And it was painful, and it reminded me of it up until June of the following summer.
You sure it wasn't your tail? Sure it wasn't your tailbone that you broke?
Oh, I bruised my tailbone quite nicely on that little fall too. But I think actually technically, because who goes to the doctor for something like that? Nobody wants to go to the doctor and say, hey, I broke my right hand. So I didn't go. So I did not go to the doctor, but I'm theorizing here, and I think that maybe I've just maybe got a really deep muscle tissue bruise that hurt forever.
Yeah, you probably bruised the muscle real good.
Yeah, I technically didn't break my hind end.
I can see you walking into the doctor's office. Now, did you have a male doctor or a female doctor at the time?
Male.
Here's Michelle Leigh walking in the door. I broke my tailbone. Can you take a look at it for me? It hurts real bad.
Hey, my accent's not that bad. You can do a better Michelle Leigh accent than that.
Well, I think your accent comes out a little bit better when you're tired or when you've been drinking. Because most. This is what I find out about people from the mountains or from the south or whatever. Because, I mean, granted, I was born in Ohio, but I've lived in Florida long enough all my life to where I know what to listen to. Because anybody from the south or the mountains or country or whatever, if they drink or if they are real, real tired, and some of them are even worse than others, their accent comes out big time. You take the northern people, say from, I'd say probably not so much Ohio, but probably to the right of Ohio, going up through Pennsylvania and New York and all that places up there, Massachusetts, Jersey, and stuff like that. The New England states, whenever they drink or get tired, their voice don't change; they just get louder.
How funny!
And well, of course, that's the way. Yeah. That's the way New England people has always been like that. But so "Shut Up, Girl" is based on what this moron, we'll call him, said to you. How you were pissed off enough to? How fast did you write that song? How long did it take you to write the song?
Oh, it took very, very little time. Very little time, because I was kind of mad at the whole industry at the time. I mean, because it's like if you listen to the chorus of "Shut Up, Girl," it's like, shut up, girl, and do what you're told, and nobody gets hurt, and blah blah blah. You're too young, you're too old, you're too smart, you're too dumb, you're too this. It's like anything you go to do, you're not doing it correctly, and that's a lot of times the feeling you get. And I would venture to guess just about any career when you get to a certain point. It's like, well, I'm damned if I do this, and I'm damned if I don't do this, and I really should be doing this, but they're going to fuss if I do this. So, you can't act like that, or you can't say that if you're going to be in X genre. So it's just kind of like, oh, God. Just what am I supposed to do? Just shut up and just sit there and like some kind of trained monkey or a paper doll or something? It's crazy.
Do you think the women in country music are getting a bad deal right now when it comes to music? Because, back, what was it, last year? Yeah, was it last year or before when Monkey Boy there in Nashville said that women were the, what'd they say? He said they were the tomatoes of the salad, that they didn't belong.
Who was that said that?
I can't remember the guy's name. I'd have to dig it up and research, but he was
I can't remember.
He is a very known. He's a very well-known Nashville writer. He's also he has a blog too that he talks about. He writes for one of the papers or the magazines or something like that. But I think basically what he did was he stuck his foot in his mouth, but it kind of he might have done this on purpose now, because I don't think it backfired on him too much. I think it actually went in his favor, because I look at it now. I'm just going to say it right out that I think the guys in the music industry are slacking, and I think I get more requests from female artists than I have ever had. I get more. I mean, I probably get lately I've been getting probably 50 to 60 a week to play their music on the show, and I would say out of those 50, 60, probably 45 to 48% 90% of them are all female artists because the guys just, I don't know what's up with the guys. They're just not, I don't know. They need to have a fire lit under them or something because, I don't get me wrong, I like it because it's a good thing because, the women, me personally, I'm a guy, I would rather go see a girl in concert than a man, but I know how the girls are, and that's another thing that aggravates me too because one of the big venues here in Orlando had told me that they could make more money with a guy on stage in a pair of boots, jeans, and a cowboy hat and can barely carry a tune than they would if a female was on stage. And I'm thinking, that's race. No, not racist, but that's like sexist to me. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
You got to give everybody a chance. But yeah, I agree 100%. I think you women are definitely taking charge and doing what you need to do to make yourself heard because, hey, it all started with Dolly. It started with Reba. It started with Winona Judd, and it started with Tammy Wynette, Patsy Cline. We're talking about going back in the old days with females.
The glass ceiling still definitely exists. It's definitely there, and it's a shame that, I have to say that the glass ceiling's there because nobody took a chisel and smashed it.
Right.
So, there are way too many people giving a rat's ass about what other people are thinking. That's where you get in trouble, and that's where you get mediocrity. Like, what's somebody going to think about this? Well, who cares what anybody thinks about it? There's going to be a whole bunch of people out there that like it. There's going to be a whole bunch of people out there that hate it. And, one of the most famous songs ever, Honky Tonk Angels. It wasn't God who made Honky Tonk Angels. Kitty Wells wrote that in a rebuttal to someone who was talking about, women in the bars and this, that, and the other. And if you listen to the song, it wasn't God who made Honky Tonk Angels, like you said in the words of your songs. Too many times married men think they're still single, and that causes many a good girl to go wrong. But it was a specific subject matter, but the thing of it is, it's like, it's the whole, everything's okay for the gander, but the goose can't do it.
Right.
So, don't do that. But it should be an even playing field. The rules should be the same, whether you're black, white, green, polka dotted, whether you're male, female, transgender, whatever you are. It should be, the rules should not change, period. And if you're not person enough to measure up to the rules, then you're just simply not good enough.
Well, yeah, that's true too.
So that's the way I operate. And the thing of it is, just from my perspective, I've always felt that the guys were offered a lot better songs than the women were. The women, a lot of times, got those weak, soft, poor, pitiful, me, my man's doing me wrong songs. And, thank God for strong women writers that stand up and say, no, I'm going to light your bed on fire, like Miranda Lambert.
Well, now, but I've noticed, yeah.
Like Dolly Parton, Dumb Blonde. Her song Dumb Blonde is such an awesome song. Just because I'm blonde, don't think I'm dumb. Because this dumb blonde ain't nobody's fool. It's so awesome.
Right, and I've noticed, of course, I've noticed too lately that a lot of the females are coming up with some, real good ass-kicking songs is what I call it. The guys definitely, they need to pull their...
Oh, the guys are too busy, with the Daisy Dukes and the dirt roads and the pickup trucks and the drinking moonshine, this, that, and the other. They've probably never tasted in their whole entire lives. They're too busy with that, trying to act within their formula. So, let them carry on.
Right. Well, and even that kind of music has changed, too, that I've noticed, too. With the four-wheel drives and the mud holes and the backwoods and the four-wheelers. What happened to writing country songs like Jake Owens have done and some of the other guys, where you're on the lake and you're fishing or you're riding in the boat. Those were good country songs too. Why does it always have to be about mud trucks and mud and stuff? And I don't know. I think the music in that perspective is changing. But let's do this. Let's go ahead and play your next single here. This is called "Shut Up, Girl." This is from Michelle Leigh, and we'll be right back with Michelle to talk more. Stay tuned.
His hands they bruise, his eyes they lie. The smile on his face will eat you alive. And baby, you'll never make it out on your own. Play by the rules or you're gonna go home. Come on, you can trust me. Wanna see you get ahead. First take a ride in my king-size bed. Shut up, girl, do what I say, nobody gets hurt. Shut up, girl, the woman in charge ain't never gonna work. Shut up, girl, you're just another dumb blonde down on Broadway. Shut up, girl, gonna fall on your face unless you do it my way. Boys will be boys, that's what they say. It's just fun and games, no work at all play. He can make it happen, just give him control. A small price to pay with your body and soul. Don't doubt, don't question, never ask why. The Indians still say, time after time. Shut up, girl, too smart, too dumb, too old, too young. Shut up, girl, grease the right wheels, watch them turn. Shut up, girl, didn't your mama ever teach you to play? Shut up, girl, gonna fall on your face unless you do it my way. You got to shut up, girl, just to do what I say, nobody gets hurt. He says, shut up, girl, a woman in charge ain't ever gonna work. Come on now, shut up, girl, you're just another dumb blonde down on Broadway. Shut up, girl, gonna fall on your face unless you do it my way.
WBCW's Sunday night Florida Country Radio, hanging out with Michelle Leigh and talking about her music and her awesome career. And we want to say hi to Cartman, so let's hear from Cartman. Go ahead.
Hey, this is what's going on, dude.
What's up, Cartman?
Yeah. Hey, what's your favorite?
Cartman, you been drinking? You been drinking, Cartman?
You better respect my cat.
Did Jasper teach you how to do that?
I really didn't, but you think so funny.
Jasper must have taught you how to do that.
Jasper's the dude.
Well, I don't know any characters offhand that I can't do. I lost my character, Peoples. They decided to take a break from music for a while. You know, Milford, he used to be my my sound guy. So, yeah, he used to do all the funky sounds and stuff. So I don't. Well, no, I can do one. I can do one. Let me see here. Hello, I'm Kermit the Frog.
Oh my gosh, that's really good. Oh, Kermit. That was supposed to be Miss Piggy. Sorry, I really.
Let's see. What was another one? Let's see. There was Fozzie Bear and who else? Oh, the old guys. I like the old guys. The old guys are good. And yeah, you
Oh,
had
the
and then you had beep 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 beep.
Oh, your beeper. All right, well, I can Oh, gosh.
Good thing you ain't driving, because if a cop pulled you over, he'd be wondering what the hell y'alls are doing.
Oh, my gosh. Too funny.
All right, so tell us a little bit about this other single that you had come out here a while back called Tahoe. Give us some 411 on that song. What was the inspiration behind that song?
Lake Tahoe. The inspiration behind Lake Tahoe?
Yeah. So you would say this, so the song is, you're talking about, the song is about Lake Tahoe?
Oh, well, okay, ask yourself, is it about Lake Tahoe or is it about the back seat of a Tahoe?
Oh, yes, inquiring minds want to know.
Inquiring minds want to know. Exactly.
Oh,
Just like with
okay, so all right. Well, then let's get the 411 on this. What year and what color Tahoe did you have?
I still have my Tahoe, but it's not about my Tahoe. We're not talking about my Tahoe.
Hey, you brought
my Tahoe is
you brought it up.
That's its heart.
You brought it up.
He's in the shop right now.
What'd you do to it?
Bless his heart. Yeah, I don't know. I killed the brakes like 500 times. Oh, and I also ran it into a tree this past year too, and I didn't even knock it out of alignment.
You sure you,
cool
you,
is
sure
that?
you want to stay in the mountains? Because we got a lot of flat land down here in Florida, so maybe you should get away from the trees for a while.
I was dodging a deer.
Yeah, see, our deer down here is not that big. You actually have to stay close to Jacksonville or Tallahassee, like right on the Florida-Georgia line to get deer that big. So if you came down this way, you'll be fine. About the only thing that you'd probably run into about the size of a deer would be a 10 to 12-foot alligator.
Oh, good Lord.
And bears. We got black bears, too.
Oh, guess what I got to see today? I got to see the manatees.
Oh, so you were at Blue Springs today?
Yeah. That's where we were, yes.
I can't believe
there was
you.
A mama
I cannot believe I'm
baby.
so mad at you right now.
No, don't be mad at me. I didn't know where I was.
I told you.
I really didn't.
I told you last time when you were heading this way to contact me, but it's all right. I understand.
Did.
No.
You told me it was too far to drive.
No, I want you to physically pick up the phone and call me. Tell Roger. Just if you're, just say, Roger, hold on for a second. I gotta call Greg because we're heading to Florida. He wants to know when we come down that way. I mean, my God. Well, I wouldn't have been able to meet you up anyways today because I went to the movies. So, but that's all right.
Oh, what'd you guys see?
I went and seen the Star Trek movie, Rogue One. That was pretty good. I'm a big Star Trek fan because I grew up watching it. So
I'm sitting here doing the Dr. Spock thing as we speak.
Do what? Or not Star Trek, not Star Trek, Star Wars.
Oh,
because at the end of the movie they had Princess Leia in the movie, and it wasn't Carrie Fisher. It was the original Princess Leia from the original movies. So they did that digitally. They did a damn good job on it too. So I don't know. I thought
that was Carrie Fisher.
Well, it was, but I'm talking about when she was 19 and 20 years old.
Oh, like young Carrie Fisher.
The original Carrie Fisher, not right before, because she passed. Not right before she passed away, but because if you remember in the one that came out not last year but the year before, Carrie Fisher was in that, and she was in it as herself. But this one that they did here, Rogue One, they actually brought back her original look from when she was 19, 20 years old. And like I said, they had to have done it digitally enhanced and all that good stuff. But it don't even look like she was made up. That's why I said it looks like it was digitally done, because it looks just like her when she was on the very first Star Wars with
Wow.
With Han Solo and Chewbacca and all them guys.
That's impressive.
So tell us about Tahoe.
Tahoe is a sweet little song about somebody who needed a little bit of a getaway, and they got a little bit more than they were expected to get on their getaway. And they carried it with them. It was a nice little memory to keep in their memory banks.
So I'm guessing the Tahoe, this took place someplace named Tahoe, like Lake Tahoe or something like that, or the getaway was, or it was just it. Tell me how the word Tahoe came about.
Well, the song's actually called Lake Tahoe, and if you listen to it, it can be read. It can, on the surface, it's about going out, trying to go get away from everything and taking a little road trip,
right?
And heading to Lake Tahoe. But if you listen close to the words, there's a lot of double entendre in there.
Now, how long did it take you to write that song? And it's also...
Oh, my God, years. It took me years to write that song.
Really?
I'm not kidding. It did. That song took, probably 4.5 years because I never could get it the way I wanted it. And when I was writing it, it was coming out of a novel, for Pete's sake. I mean, it's like, oh, my gosh, this is like one of those dirges that will be sung, throughout the whole entire, millennium. It's just like so long. And I just had to keep cutting it down and cutting it down and cutting it down. And finally, I put it away for a couple of months, and I got it back out, and I was looking at it, and I was like, you know what? Just flash. I'm so tired of dealing with this song, and I want to cut the song, and I know how I want it to sound. And, okay, let me get to the kernel of the matter. Blah, blah, blah. It was a weekend getaway. Okay, now take away 3 more paragraphs. That's just kind of the way it came about, but it really took forever to write that song. That one, honestly, I have to say, that one was truly a labor of love because I loved that song. I knew what I wanted to get across with it, and finally I got it, and I nailed it with it, but it took me a while.
So it took you a long time to do that song. Does it normally take you a long time to do songs like that?
No, not really. Not really. Like Bloodwater, that I wrote that over one full night after the songwriters saying that was at this little place called Altamont on Haywood Road in Asheville, and I met a girl there, and she was singing this song, and I was like, oh my gosh, I love that song. I wish I had thought of the name of it first. And she said, what, Floodwaters? And I was like, you didn't say Bloodwater? And she was like, no, I said the name of the song is Floodwaters. And I was like, oh my gosh, it was mine now. Well, she and I have been friends ever since then. But that night, I have a confession. I've got a weakness for McDonald's. So on the way home, I stopped at McDonald's, and I was sitting there in the parking lot nibbling on my fries, and I was turning this over in my head, and all of a sudden it just came to me what Bloodwater had to be about, and it poured out. It was just boom, and by 5 o'clock the next morning, I had the song. So,
now, are you the type of artist that has to go someplace and meditate and be nothing around?
No.
Because I've noticed sometimes that you like to sit up late at night, sometimes all night, with box wine or whatever wine you're drinking, and I heard that squeak in that voice. You know exactly what I'm talking about. So
the one time I confess to you that I'm drinking box wine, it's going to follow me the rest of my life.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with boxed wine. A lot of famous country people got drunk on boxed wine.
I'm going to kick your butt.
But does that help you to? I mean, do you get inspiration writing with people that do you hang out with people when you write, or are you pretty much just go out?
I don't.
You do it on your own, right?
The method is really, it's very cut and dry, actually. If I get a song idea, I'll either jot it down or I'll put it in my little voice recorder. And then if it's really something that's sticking in my head, I'll sit down and I'll work on it. But as far as like any kind of meditation or this or the other, no, I don't do anything like that. I have 3 dogs and 12 cats, so it's never very quiet at my house, and somebody's always climbing on me. So, it's not like I've got this little space around me that I can sit and think about it, but sometimes I can get the lyrics and the melody to it pretty easy, but other times it's, if the song is really, really strong, and I think the lyrics deserve a whole different flavor, that's when I call Charlie, and I'll like, Charlie, here's the set of lyrics that I have. This is the way I want it to sound. Because I'm not really great in that area, so I have a tendency to make everything kind of sound alike, and I don't want that. So a lot of times I'll send my lyrics to Charlie, and he'll toy around with it and come back and say, "Well, is this kind of what you have in mind for the sound of the song?" And I just say yes or no, and we go from there. And I hardly ever get up to Nashville to actually do a writing session. It's really just done mostly over email, and then I go up and I record with him, and he's super, super, super good about coaching me in the studio and having me phrase things a certain way and talking to me. And because I'm nervous as everything in studio. I love it, but it's also one of those things that scares the living daylights out of me.
Why do you get nervous though?
Well, there's no hiding behind an amplifier in the studio. There's no hiding behind sound issues in the studio. You hear every single thing.
Right.
You hear if your voice is weak. You hear if you miss a note. You hear if you phrase things a little stupid. I mean, you find out things about your voice in studio when it's pumped back to you straight into your headphones with nothing on it.
Right. But I've always looked at it this way, though. I've always looked at it this way. If I take a group or an artist, if you can't sing on stage very good, then really you don't need to be in the studio, because I always say that studio music is cheap music, because anybody, well, not like it, this is different now because we're in a new age and technology era now. We're talking 20, 30, 40 years ago. You couldn't do in a studio what you could do today. You could take,
absolutely not.
Yeah, you could take somebody who sounds like, Poor George, and make his sound like Garth Brooks, and that's,
somebody out there right now charting, and I won't say who, but there was an artist out there right now charting that I sat and listened to their engineer tell me we were having to build their vocals one word at a time because they. Oh, I
could probably tell you who it is, because that's what makes me good at what I do, because even though I'm a radio DJ, but I've also played music in clubs, and I listen. I can't play an instrument for shit because I haven't taught myself to, but I do hear things, and I do listen. I've got very good hearing, even though I got a blown eardrum, but I still got very good hearing, and I can tell when artists. I can tell when they don't belong on stage, or if they do belong on stage, or if they're going to sound, any good in the studio. It would be awesome to find one artist. There's a few that are close, but not many. One artist that you could sit there and put them on stage. And I say a few that's close. George Strait would be one, probably Alan. But if you could ever find one artist that could be, or a group that could be on stage and sound totally the same, and walk into a studio and have the producer not even turn on the recorder and just tell them to start singing, and if they sound exactly the same as what they did on stage, that right there is going to make good music. That's going to make good records, good producing, because nobody had to do anything. They didn't have to change their voice. They didn't have to mix this. They didn't have to fix that. So I believe you. There's artists out there that That's why I say they get their music out first on CDs or whatnot, and then, when you go to see them in concert, you're like, is this the same person that we heard on the radio or on the CDs? But,
you're absolutely right.
All right, real quick, we got about 20 minutes left on the show. We're going to take another break real quick. We're going to play your song Tahoe. Then we're going to talk about the very last song, and that should do it for us. But hang tight. This is Tahoe by Michelle Leigh. We'll be back here. Stay tuned.
Was a weekend getaway, just time and a little space, someplace to go to get out on the road and play. I'd heard a lot about Tahoe, blue waters and white snow, plenty to see, lots of places for me to lose my blues. Wasn't looking for anything, didn't want a holiday, flinging like the ocean's moon, a song and its tune, it pulled me in. And I believe heels over my head, tumbled into the water. Nevada night
WBCW Sunday night Florida Country Radio, hanging with Michelle Leigh, who's getting tired of sitting in the car talking to us because she sounds like she's falling. She sounds like she's falling asleep. Matter of fact, I thought I heard her snoring there for a minute, but
No.
It's all good. All right, so we got one more song we'll talk about here. We could talk about Bloodwater, or we could talk about Black Ink, or we could talk about Triple J. Which one do you want to talk about?
Let's say Bloodwater.
Okay. Tell me about Bloodwater. How'd that come about? I would say probably from your Cherokee heritage, I think, maybe, huh?
Actually, you know what? That was what I was talking about a few minutes ago, that I said the girl had said floodwaters, and I thought she said Bloodwater, but that's one of those songs I have no idea where the idea came from. It just kind of wrote itself. So, because, that was never, ever, ever, the content of that song was never a part of my background at all, period. So it was really strange the way it came about, because it was quite thorough.
Now, you say you get inspiration sometimes from being on a treadmill, but you don't like the treadmill, right?
Some of my best thoughts come, probably because I'm so bored and my brain's trying to force itself into, like, oh my gosh, I'm just going to explode here if I don't think of something cool. I hate the treadmill. I absolutely hate it. Ugh.
Well,
I wish.
Well, don't get rid of the treadmill. Donate it to the National Science Museum of Music and Arts or something like that. Because if you ever make it big, if you ever make a big, huge success, you can say the best songs came from right there, from that piece of crap treadmill sitting over there in the corner.
Right there, yeah. Oh my gosh, my first treadmill almost killed me. It had a bad habit of speeding up just at random times.
Uh-huh.
And it actually slowed me off the back one day. It sped up so quickly. I was like, boom, went right into the wall. And the very same day, I was on my Total Gym, and I rolled my ponytail up in one of the rollers.
Oh,
and
ouch!
That was a bad workout day. That was a very bad workout day.
How do you?
So,
you got to put your hair in a ponytail and tie it up in a bun. The man buns, we call them man buns, but I don't know what you women call them. Wrap that thing up and put a pencil through the center of it to keep it from flying around, so it don't get stuck in anything. That way,
women call it stuff that belongs on our heads and not on men's heads. That's what we call it.
What does Roger call them? Roger, do you wear the man buns?
I don't have that much hair.
Oh, God. No, thank God. He does not. He does not have a man bun. Dear Lord.
Well, now, see, wait a minute. I thought Roger was like an 80s kid just like you. I mean, didn't he have the hairband days back? We need to put a wig on Roger and see what he would look like from the 80s. Put you side by side, you two side by side, take a picture, and see what I would say. I would probably say it would look like, I would say either Lita Ford or Fleetwood Mac, and I would say probably Sting next to each other.
He looks like Joe Elliott from Def Leppard, because I did the Snapchat face swap thing, and he looks like Joe Elliott from Def Leppard with long hair.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Now you know what you guys need to dress up for Halloween now.
Yeah, he can be Joe Elliott, and then what am I going to be?
Exactly. So, Bloodwater, how long did it take you to write that? You said it was on the treadmill, so I'm guessing probably, 30 minutes?
No. Someone was on the treadmill. Bloodwater was at McDonald's after a songwriter's night.
Oh, at McDonald's. You're giving McDonald's credit? Yeah. Jeez.
Well, I was sitting in their parking lot enjoying something really bad for me.
Oh.
So, probably a McRib.
Well, no. Now, McRibs are good for you. You didn't know that?
Oh, thank God. Good.
I'm just giving you a hard time. McRibs are. I don't even think McRibs are real ribs if you think about it. But I don't know. Who
Well,
knows?
don't gross me out now. I want to eat them.
I mean, well, yeah, they taste good, but I mean, who knows? Who knows what's what kind of meat that they got in there? But
it's mechanically separated pork.
It's what? Oh, so it's
mechanically separated pork.
So it's pig's ass.
Oh, gross! Oh.
Well, if you think about it, that's what pork is. Pork ribs, pork loin. Pork fat backs. I mean, come on. Does Roger hunt? Roger don't hunt, does he?
No, thank God, because I'm a big animal person.
But you still got to hunt to survive. You got to learn it to be able. I'm an avid animal lover too. But when I do go hunting, I go hunting for a reason, because I'm not going hunting just to shoot them and put them on my wall or whatnot and stuff like that. I'm going to be able to feed my family or eat, whatever I shoot. But yeah, I'm there's no reason to just shoot an animal and let them die, a miserable death or whatever. There's a purpose, for hunting, and that's me. But I love animals, deer, I've been around deer, turkeys, chickens, I've pretty much been around them all. Haven't been around a bear yet. Been around a couple alligators. But yeah, actually the where you're at right now, there is a lake probably about 15 miles from you called Lake Jessup, and it is the most infested lake in the state of Florida, which probably I would say has an average of, and the lake is probably about, it's a big lake. So I'd say there's probably a couple thousand, maybe 20, 30,000 gators in that lake. And
really?
Oh yeah, and the biggest one, let me rephrase that. The smallest one in that lake is probably 9 feet. I think the biggest one they found in there is probably about 13, 14. And every year they have a gator hunt because they're so overpopulated. It's just like hunting deer. You got to buy a tag to go hunting them, and you get a certain limit. But I think they're talking about opening them up year round like they do hogs, because they're so overpopulated and so being a nuisance. And but gator tail, yeah, gator tail's good. You ever ate gator tail?
I tried it once, but it was in the hills of Tennessee, and I don't think it was very fresh.
Probably not, because you don't see too many gators up there in Tennessee. But now now you're in Florida, and I'm gonna have to show you how to eat, what to eat in Florida and stuff like that, So it's all good. So Bloodwater, tell me something. What do you have plans coming up after your honeymoon and you get back up north to the Carolinas? What is your plan? Summer's coming right around the corner. Where are you doing your shows, and what's going on with you?
Oh, we hit the ground running right the minute we get back. We are headed to Spring City for the High Noon Festival. We're headlining up there for Michael Seabolt. And it's a great festival benefiting some work with autism and autistic children. So we can't wait to get up there and do that. Right on the heels of that, we've got a couple of smaller venues that we're playing in and around the Asheville area. And then Hurricane Artist Management is putting us together as we speak. He's working on a Northeastern tour, and then also for later on in the year, we're going to be hitting Europe. So we're extremely excited about that and really trying to get our act polished up.
That sounds cool. A Christmas album. Anytime soon, maybe?
Man, I would love to do a Christmas album. That would be so cool. We've all always been so busy about trying to get the music out there, like the originals and stuff out there. I've never really had time or resources to do a Christmas album, but, man, I would love to do that. That's my favorite time of the year. I'm a Christmas fanatic.
Well, yeah, I am too, but I never get a chance to. I'd love to be up north sometime for Christmas, because I've been up north, when it snows and stuff like that, but I think spending at least one Christmas
Well, I'll tell you what, Lucy, right now on the air, you are officially invited to my Christmas party, which will be in my house in North Carolina. So I'll let you know the date on it, but you are officially invited. All your listeners hear this, so you know you can't say that I didn't invite you to my Christmas party.
Yeah, but we'll forget about it, and then you'll forget to remind me.
I will not.
Whatever.
What was I going? Who am I talking to again?
Oh.
I'm teasing. I didn't forget you.
Yeah. Whatever. Well, listen. We're gonna play your song "Bloodwater" here, and but we want to thank you very much for joining us here tonight. On the show.
Thank you, Lucy.
And awesome. Yeah, make sure tell everybody where they can get your music at and where your websites are and the whole 9 yards.
You can find me on iTunes. It's under Michelle Leigh, Leigh. You can go to michelleleigh.com. You can always find me on Facebook. I have a personal page and I also have a music page. And the music page links back to every single thing. So if all you can remember is Michelle Leigh on Facebook, then go find me from there. That's probably the easiest thing to do. And right now we're also pre-selling copies of Devil Music, signed copies of the video for Devil Music.
Cool. Well, listen, we're going to go ahead and play your song here called Bloodwater, and we want to, like I said, we want to thank you for joining us tonight. But hang tight, and we'll get you off here in a second. But let's go ahead and play her single. It's called Bloodwater from Michelle Leigh. We want to thank her very much for being here on the show today. And
thank you so much for having me.
Yes, ma'am. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Blood water in the Nantahala River, running through the Appalachian Gorge. With blood water, crimson sins are covered, drowning out the voice of the Lord. Take it a little too far. Father's sin came down on the daughter. She held her breath, covered her scars. She learned quick to pray a little harder. Hard praying don't work anyway. Too many nights watching that shadow. Too many times the shadow stays. She got a little older, devil's hands didn't burn as much. Each time she drifted further, till her body was numb and her mind out of touch. Blood water in the Nantahala River runs cold through the Appalachian Gorge. With blood water,
WBCW Sunday nights. Florida Country Radio 2-hour special. We were talking with Michelle Leigh. She was also our co-host. We want to thank her for being on the show tonight with us and talking about her music and her career and all that good stuff. Make sure you check out her new music. The latest single release is Good As Gone. Also, they're getting ready to release the new video of Shut Up Girl, and they just got done doing Devil's Music video too, so make sure you go check that out. You can check out the videos on our Florida Country Radio's YouTube channel. You can check it out on Michelle Leigh's Facebook page. You can find her at Michelle Leigh. And yeah, so it was a great night, all around good night. Got some info this afternoon. We are heading to Leesburg for their Bike Fest here at the end of this month. It's the 28th, 29th, and 30th. But we will let you guys know where we're going to be and where we're going to be located at. So, yeah, it's going to be a great time. It's going to be fun. So, thanks to everybody that joined us tonight here on the show. Don't forget to join us again Wednesday night. Who are we talking to Wednesday night? Wednesday night we're talking to Eric Durant's of Tobacco Road Band. Matter of fact, they were in Orlando this weekend doing their shows. So we're going to be talking to Eric Wednesday night here on Sitting on the Tailgate. So make sure you join us 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central. Until then, we want to thank everybody for joining us. I'm your host, Big Country. Make sure you check us out, WBCWradio.com. And music 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Right here, you can listen to it. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, you want to submit music for airplay, send it to actionworksmusic@gmail.com. Thanks so much for hanging with us, people. Have a good night. We'll see you Wednesday night right here, WBCW Networks.